Hello everyone, and welcome back to another day of me against IntelliJ in creating a game. In this case, Connect 4. So we will be picking back up from where we left off yesterday, which was that we have mostly the whole game working, but with the caveat that we can only check for a winner on the vertical and horizontal, not the diagonal, or rather the diagonals. So today we will be continuing on with that. So, as you can see here, we were left at looking at the left diagonal, and it just dawned on me that we could get more cheeky with our for loop right here. Okay, so let's start by getting basically rid of all of it, because I think we can be much smarter about it. So just as we start with the winning row being row -3, okay, actually let's first run it once to have a look-see at what it currently looks like. Okay. So we have this board, and if, say, I choose to place my piece on the 4th column, then I have a piece right here. If the other player puts it in the 3rd one, then they have one right there. If I put one also on the 3rd one, then it lands on top of it. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to check like this. So I want to check for row -3 as well as j -3. So something that we can do in the for loop that almost no one does is the following. Sorry for that sound. Let me check. My sous vide cooker was complaining. I am unsure why. Okay, so as I was saying, this might be something that is not done regularly, but it is something that can be done. Okay, so we do not currently have a winning column. No, okay. So I can just say win column is column -3 as well. So we can initialize more values than just the one that we are used to. Just as well, we could check if we fall further than where we would like to be, and we can advance more than one variables. So here, instead of saying win row ++, we're saying win row ++ win col ++. And here in the middle, we want to check that we are not further along than 3 on our columns either. So win column less equal col +3. Okay. The basis is set. How do we continue? So first, if we have started out of bounds, we should just continue to the next one. So if win row less than 0, Or, same thing for the column. When column less than 0, we do not have anything to do. We should just continue. Also, if we have exceeded the board, we should just stop. If win row bigger or equal to rows, or win column bigger or equal to columns, then we should just break. Otherwise, we can check what is happening. And we have the exact formula for that. So if the piece that we see is not null, and it has the same color as the winning color, then we remove 1 from the winning streak. And if the winning streak has just reached 0, then we say that someone has won. Wait, shouldn't we just break then? Yeah, there is no reason to continue after we have found that someone has won. But I guess it makes for easier code. Oh well. We can look into optimizations later. Okay. And then, if that wasn't the case, so if, say, we found one, and then on the next one we did not, then we will reset the winning streak as we didn't find 4 in a row. So this is what this line does. And that might actually just be it. Let's take a look-see. Okay, let's go 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. Sorry, this is difficult. 1, 1, 1, 1, and that should be a win. And it's not. Okay. Let's see what happened here. So we placed something on the 0 column. Check for winner, column 0. For row 0, if it is not null, which it is not, winning streak is 3. We know that downwards it didn't succeed, which is fine. Then it set it to 4. It started at the column -3, which should do nothing. And as long as that was less than 0, it continued on. And then it didn't succeed, which makes sense. And then we got at the left diagonal, which should just work, right? Okay, let's do a system out here to see that we did get in here. Okay. So I got in here once. Interesting. So for some reason, we stopped. Win row should not have broken. We don't have a break either. So what happened? We should know which row and column we're talking about. Oh, that's why we haven't updated these variables for where we are looking. We're looking at the wrong place. Of course we cannot find anything. Okay, let's check that the rest actually makes sense. Yeah, because we're only checking on one axis here. And same here. Okay, so let's test this again. Okay, so 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, fudge. Sorry. I'm so confused right now. As you can tell, I'm not the best player at Connect 4. Okay, so what... Okay, we'll just go for the next one, I guess. So 5. Okay, so let's put Y's on the next one. Yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. So as soon as I press 6, we should get a winning message from the Y, which I do not remember who it is. Oi. Okay, so let's press 1. Okay, so it was red. So now let's press 6 and see if we have 1. We got a win! Nice. Nice. Okay, so now we need to test it again and see that it will also work if we are placing it on a different place in the line. Okay, so let's go. Ikuzo. Okay. Yes, correct. Okay. If I press 1, R will win, and we do not want that. Nice. So 3, and Y should win. By the way, I am changing that player 1 and player 2 because it confuses the hell out of me. Okay. Who won? Player color 1 won. So I'm not driven insane by this. Okay. I'm fairly confident that our implementation works. So I am going to copy it and twist it so it works for the right diagonal as well. Right diagonal. And we can mimic it pretty much exactly. The only thing to change is, say, we just put it here, so we should be checking right this way. So we should start at a -3 for the rows, which is correct, but a +3 for the columns. And similarly, we should continue as long as it is bigger or equal to col -3. And col should be decreasing instead of increasing, because we are going right to left instead of left to right. Okay, so other than that, it continues on the same premise for row, but the column ones should exchange. So what that means, if column is bigger or equal to columns, then we should continue, because we are decreasing it. And if it is smaller than 0, then we should just stop, because there is nothing more for us to see there. And the rest can stay the same. Let's test it. Okay, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 6, 6. We have created Connect for the game. So now the only problem is that we cannot really test it very well here. But, I mean, okay, first, let's have a reset, a way for us to play again. So what should reset be? Reset should basically run the constructor again. Public void reset. Connect for game with color 1 and color 2. What's the problem? Oh, I guess we need to do it ourselves. Okay. I mean, realistically, we only care about this board. What? Being updated. Because we would like to have a fresh one. And we would like a new choice of who gets to play first. And then, would you like to play again? And then we need some input. Okay, so south, y for yes, N for no. Scanner input. Oh, we do have an input. Nice. String play again. Input next line. If play again dot to lowercase, yes, dot equals y. So if we're playing again, we do a reset. Otherwise, we are not. I believe equals returns a 0. Always returns false. Oh. Oh no, okay. Okay, so we're good, I guess. Yeah. Anything else for no? Okay. Let's give it a go. Player R1, would you like to play again? Y for yes, anything else for no? Oh, shit. What? Is it still running or is it not running? I'm so confused here. It is not running. What? Why did you not wait for us? Is the scanner stale or something? Okay. Let's try getting a new scanner. Just because this is a very weird thing to happen. And test again. What? What? Oh, we are not in the... I'm sorry. This is in the completely incorrect spot. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. Player 1 turn, player 1 turn, player 1 turn. I mean, that's one way to win. Oh shit. Oh shit. I thought I was messing with the running, but I was messing with the is one playing, which makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know why I thought that. I'm sorry. But still, this is not the place for this thing to be. It should be in here. Derp. Okay. Okay. So we get different people playing. That's nice. Player R1, would you like to play again? Okay. But now I do wonder. Yeah, running is full. Oh. Running is not... yeah. Now I know how to fix it. There. There. So if we want to not play again, then we get the false. So let's see if yes, we won't see if it runs reset or not. Yeah, let's try. One, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Player R1, would you like to play again? Yes. Okay. So how about Kawabanga? Wait, what? Brain? Hello, brain? How on earth would it... I asked it to be lowercase. How on earth would it work? Brain is not feeling up to it today, I guess. 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, and a 3. Yikes, nice. Okay, and do I now get to play again? Okay, I really want to fix that player 2 turn as well. Let's just take what we have here. And then the exact same thing on the other one. And play again. Okay, and we won. And play again. Player Y. Player R. Player Y won. And then Y lowercase because we get confused. And we still get to play again. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we have a fully functioning copy of Connect4 working, which is great. But if we're being honest, this working on a terminal is not as exciting as it would be if this was on a GUI. But before we get into that, I would like to address all of the warnings that IntelliJ is giving me. See which of those make sense and correct them. and which ones do not. After we're done with that, we're gonna be looking into bringing this to life, putting some sort of GUI on it so we can actually see visually what is happening. Okay, so let's see the wordings. Give it to me. Field color 1 may be final. What if I wanted to change it? Realistically, I'm not, so fine. But if you call it final, don't you need to give it the... Nah, I'm not turning that into final. Static member, get columns accessed by instance reference. Okay. So we do not need to say board.getColumns. We can instead say board with a capital B, because this is from the class itself. The field color may be final. I'm not sure that makes sense, but let's see it. Private final. Okay, and then we can play again, and we're playing again. And then no, and we're done. Okay, fine. Main should, yeah, main has nothing. It just starts the game. And then within the board we have quite a few. Typo in word normal, wow. Good catch. I have nothing to say. Okay, get rows is never used. Is it? Is it not? I mean, why do we even use get columns though? Ah, right, for that. Okay. I mean, there is no real reason why we wouldn't have the getter, so I'm leaving that be. Okay, string values are compared with equals equals. Let's fix that. The correct way of comparing strings in Java is to say dot equals. So, same thing right here. What did I press there? Oh, N. Okay. Okay. So that's most of it. Then we have duplicated code. But let's first check that everything still works as it should. Okay. So that's Y. 5. Ooh, let's do a 5 one. I'm feeling fancy today. Still a win, and yeah, everything works as it should. Let's say that's... yeah. Okay. Then we can work on the duplicated code. Let's see which part it's talking about. It's not even the same anymore, or rather it's not the exact same. It could be parameterized, for sure. Okay, so let's give this some thought. Okay, so first of all, we have the ifs for continuing and breaking. Could we somehow change them? The first one stays the same no matter what. The other one not so much. It changes the behavior completely. But the inside, now, that's another story. But winning streak is the problem. Though, it could be that we only check for the diagonal and say if that was correct. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and we have hit 150. So it's obvious that we are overdoing it a bit. Okay, so let's take that and try to make it into its own little methods here. So let's have a boolean instead. So private boolean check diagonal Okay, so we will be needing the winning streak? No. We can just set that. We will be needing the row that this is running on. And the column. As well as the winning color. And then if this happens, return true. If this hasn't happened, we return false. Oh. Okay. So this makes us life easier, maybe, like a tiny bit. But this only checks for the right diagonal. Boolean right diagonal. Okay. Oh. Okay, so if it is the left diagonal, we also change this part, which is what concerns me. Though to be honest, we could just get rid of it. I don't think it makes any change other than a bit of optimization. But based on the size of the our board, that doesn't make any sense for us whatsoever. So we can get rid of that just to get some easiness out of it. Okay. So let's say int and reverser is 1. And then if, okay, let's say that this is left diagonal then. Because on the, we have the, oh, this is the left diagonal, or did I never update it? Oh, this is the left diagonal. Okay, no, so right diagonal. if right diagonal, reverser is -1. And what will we do with that? We are going to say that instead of row -3, we go to row +3. No? Column. Wait, what? Okay, we have... There. Left diagonal, row -3, column -3. Right diagonal, row -3, column +3. Yes. Yes. So we will say here times reverser. This will do nothing if we are on the left diagonal. But if we are on the right, it will turn this into a +3. And similarly here, we will say plus equals reverser. So instead of adding 1, we might just remove 1. Okay, so we can easily now go back and forth, but we are still left with this question right here. So the easiest thing we could do, in my opinion, is to cradle it in a... Is this the right diagonal? Or is this not the right diagonal? Because this is the actually correct one for that. Else, we put in the other one. Okay, it's still not that pretty, but it is much more compact, which is also a big thing. So this should work for both diagonals. And I do not believe we're missing anything, so let's give it a test drive. Okay, so we will not be needing any of these lines. Okay, so instead, we will be checking sum on 1, check diagonal, or rather, wait, if someone has one, we should just return. Wait, why don't we just return when we found... Sorry, I'm just mad at myself here. Just return if you found it true, for God's sake. Check downwards. Why did I stop the horizontal? What was in my head? Yes, just return. And then the diagonals we are leaving out. And then we can say that if check diagonal with row and column and winning color and is it left, so false, Right diagonal, yeah, so we're checking left. Check left diagonal. So if this is true, then we return true. Similarly, check right diagonal. Remember, it doesn't matter that this is not an else, because we have returned. So we are checking with the exact same things, only we say that this is the right diagonal. Otherwise, we're stopping, and we say that someone won, which is false. And I think that means that someone won is rendered useless. Yes. Well, bully for us. Okay, so let's give this a go. Okay, so diagonals. Let's check them. This was not a good place to start. Why? Okay, so there. Okay. Okay, the left diagonal works. No, that's the right diagonal actually. So no reason why the left one will not. Let's try it. And it works. And can we just stop it? Yes, we can. So not half bad. One moment, got a message here. Okay, so we have a private question, but I believe I have that answered. Okay. Okay, realistically we're on. Okay, let's start looking into our GUI since we didn't get rid of the useless code. Look at all of this. Nice. What's the break even for? Oh, because we found where we want to check. I mean, we do not need to break. We can just return false. It's still a bit high for my taste. To be fair, that's a lot of extra lines on ifs and fors, etc. that do not need to be there. Like, these are unnecessary. These I want more of. Let's go with 6. Check what that looks like. A bit more. Let's go 8. Okay, yeah. This looks as much as a board as it ever will. Okay, I do kind of want to see how much nicer or worse it will look if I do what I want to do. So bear with me for a moment here. So you can see that these are made into single lines just because it's easier that way. Then we do not use get rows, so might as well get rid of 2 lines there. Winning streak. Look at the... Oh, this is the check diagonal, yeah. I mean, where else would we be looking? Please. Okay, if single line, 4 is not a single line. This 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 is a single line. Let's get rid of all of this. There. Oh, there. So this is a prime example where we can just say, first decrease my variable and then do the check, versus first do the check and then decrease my variable. So we can actually get rid of this line. Which makes it so we can get rid of that line, which makes it so we can get rid of that line. Which makes it so we can get rid of that line. Yeah, and I would actually just put that to the right, but that gets way too long. And you don't really, like, look at this. Eh. Okay. I remember that this runs every time, and the reason I've put this over here is that, oh, will this else correspond to that one? I'm actually unsure. Actually, let's be certain of what is happening here. Yeah. Don't overdo it with your simplifications and end up hurting yourselves. You're gonna be mad at yourselves for that. Okay. Okay, check for winner. If this reaches 0, we have won. Sure. Okay. So same here. This can become one line. But yeah, if we remove this, this else will be connected to this if. There we go. I mean, we really do not need to say that there. Nice. I wonder how difficult it would be to do that as well. Nah. Though to be fair, combining those two shouldn't be that much of an issue. But oh well. I digress. So same. Check left diagonal, check right diagonal. You should be able to discern that from the right diagonal right here. If we did not find anything in here, that would be very weird. fine. Okay, add piece. So see that 4 right here only has one command in it, even though that command has a lot of stuff inside. So that means we can get rid of these. Outside normal range. Okay, this is a bit too verbal, but oh well. Okay, this is a prime one-liner. Yes, if it's null, empty, otherwise get it. This 4 has 1, 2, 3, so that's a no-no. This one we have even put in one line, and then a new line. Okay, we got rid of 30 lines of code, count them, and actually a tiny bit more here. Like this is useless, this is useless. I could even... No, that's not readable. But yeah, there. We're in a good range now. Okay. Let's check that it still works as it should. Even though we got it on a pretty considerable diet. Okay, player 1-1. Yeah, 56 will not work great. What am I even doing? Okay. Okay, yep. Works great. So let's find some very easy Java GUI framework. Wait. Okay. Java GUI or easy GUI. Swing, right. It makes things way easier when it is first party. Getting started with Swing. Example. Hello world. Sounds good. Downloads. Why are you bringing up code? Okay, we are gonna be needing Javax Swing. Okay, the game should be the one that has that responsibility. We need create and show GUI. Actually, nah. Let's not make it so bad. Let's create a new class for it. GUI. And a port, Java, Swing, everything. Is it not Swing? Yeah, it is. JavaX. JavaX. Swing. There we go. And then we need its own main to start, which is just... Okay. We don't really need it. But let's check it out, what it looks like. Oh, it's there. Holy shit, that was tiny. Okay, what happens if I start it again? Okay, it's trying to just put the necessary space for hello world. That's considerably tiny. Also out of place for you guys. There. This is what I was searching on 3 freaking displays. Actually, it was this. Cute. Okay. So let's just... Hello, user temporarily suspended. Huh. I hope that is just a quirky name. How are you doing? No, I'm not in Australia. I'm in Sweden, actually. Where are you from? I'm not from here. Anyway. It's a noise username, okay. I can see it getting a conversation started. So yeah. If that was your idea, then good job. How did you pop by? How did you come to pop by? What if we have a longer text in here? Hello more. No. It doesn't take into consideration the fact that I asked for new lines. At least the label doesn't. I needed some advice. What do you need advice on? Well, if it is something Australia specific, no, I cannot. If it is programming specific, ask away. Let's see, what else can we create? This example doesn't have much. Goodbye. It's country specific, but thank you. Yeah, no issues. I hope you figure it out. We need to figure out what other components Swing offers. So we can see what makes most sense for our Connect 4 game. Swing, create grid. Not exactly what I had in mind. But how did you find the stream? With Imad's icons. I guess we could do that. Not very nice. But no, I think I will look further into it for next week and decide on how I want to approach this, so it looks at least halfway decent. But yeah, I feel this is a pretty okay place to call it for today. Oh, wait. What about adding this to GitHub? Nah, we should do a more in-depth tutorial of how to use Git, I think. So yeah, I think we will be stopping here today. Thank you all for coming by. Thanks for user temporarily suspended for their non-question. And I hope I will be seeing you all next Tuesday. Have a good one.